When I first made plans to interview Kate and Jim Nicholson at their Lismacue home in Banshee County, Tipperary, I imagined I would end up with a story of a charming Irish couple and their business of hosting travelers in search of the ultimate Ireland experience. In the end, I did end up with the story of a charming Irish couple and their inspiring story of family, heritage, history, and a true example of Irish dedication to the land and to home. From dividing their property to selling their furniture, Kate and Jim have withstood 4 decades of financial and property challenges by devising creative solutions to keeping their family's legacy at Lismacue alive. Today, the couple is in the midst of their 15th year hosting travelers to their elegant manor home. They do so with welcoming natures and with a gratitude for the tourism that helps to provide for the upkeep of their estate. They also look forward, with hope, to the next generation of their family and the chance that their Lismacue legacy will continue. At what point do you decide that Lismacue can become something more than just your home?
We decided that in '85, when a neighbour of ours had some friends coming fox hunting from Switzerland and hadn't a house big enough to keep them, so he asked us would we do it. And that's how we started having paying guests.
After they leave, do you then look at each other and say, gold mine?
Not gold mine, but that worked, that helped.
No, we thought it was one way of creating revenue.
Yeah, to try and sustain the house, because there's always roofing problems and various other things that have to be done. And if you get an income from it, at least you're keeping the house up to a certain standard and doing certain refurbishments.
Was there any part of you that resented that idea because it has been your home and now you, in order to keep it, you have to open it to other people, strangers?
No.
Jim?
No, not really. I mean, in fact, we quite enjoyed it because we met some wonderful people.
When do you start officially?
We did hunting holidays just for the winter. We had people who came fox hunting from the USA and from England and some from France. And we did that for about 4 years, and then we went into the Hidden Ireland, which is an association of country, similar houses.
Yeah, all over the country.
When did Hidden Ireland start?
I think we started about 89 or 90. We did that for a number of years. Then we started weekly rentals, and that started in 2001.
And what's a weekly rental?
That we rent the house on a weekly basis.
As opposed to one night,
correct,
you mean?
Correct.
We would rent the dining room, drawing room, library, breakfast room, and we would rent it staffed, so there was somebody to make the beds and do cooking.
So you could come here and pretend for a week that you lived here?
Correct.
That's it.
How did that go over?
It went extremely
Very
well.
2000 you started that?
2001.
2001, so 15 years. This is your 15th year doing it?
Correct, yeah.
Any regrets about changing the format?
No, on the contrary, it's
we like that format.
Why?
Like that.
Because you get to know people.
When you say you have someone else or other people here to take care of the linens and all that, are you taking care of the food, Kate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because?
I like doing it.
She doesn't like anybody else in the kitchen.
No.
But you still have the horse business here.
Correct, but we have a manager for the stud.
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I never really was that much into marking out stables.
I can understand that.
Foaling mares and all of that, did all of that. Don't need to do it anymore.
But Jim, when you walked the grounds with us today, while of course Kate was in the kitchen because that's where she loves to be, right, it was quite clear that you were passionate about the horse, the breeding industry that you have created here.
I'm very passionate about it.
So it's not just a sidebar to keep the place alive. No. You care about it.
No, we're very interested. It's seeing mares you've bought, what stallions you've put them to, and what the produce turn out to be, or how they turn out. And it's such an inexact science that it's fascinating.
How long has this kind of an industry been going on at Lismacue?
The stud farm was started by my grandfather.
Which would have been,
Early 1900s, I
Yeah.
think.
you are carrying on an over century-long tradition.
Correct.
Yes.
Does that impact you, or is it strictly your own passion for the breeding?
Well, that impacts in a slight
To a
way.
certain extent, but it's more our passion for it.
But it's got to make sense to you as well.
So now, Kate, I want to ask you a question because, again, this is your family's property. It was your dream to start with. What is the thing that Jim has brought to Lismacue House that has helped make it what it is today?
I think his support and dedication.
Of
Just the whole way along. I don't know whether there are that many people who would have put as much heart and soul into doing what he's done over the years.
So now, Jim, or James, as I want to call you at this moment, because I'm sure that's what your mother said when she wanted your attention. What is it about Lismacue? And I understand that you love your wife, but there are a lot of husbands who would have loved their wives, but not necessarily fought for this land, this house, like you have fought. What is it?
I suppose it's determination. I'm a very determined person.
Any
And there's-
regrets?
No.
Not a one,
Not
ever.
one, not one. There's no point. There are no regrets. There's just the future. We achieved our ambition at the end of the day,
Which was?
which was to be here as a family, to have the house and to have the land. All the hard work and the heavy lifting is done, as they say. It'll be nice for the next generation. They're not going to have the same headaches as we've had.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the next generation. You have how many children?
We have 3 children.
Our eldest daughter is 40, just 40, and she is in Kilkenny. She's a pastry chef in a Michelin restaurant. And our second daughter is in America, living in Nashville.
But she started a company in Nashville manufacturing marshmallows and sparkle bark and syrups called the Bang Candy Company.
So do you carry her products here?
We don't because it's just too expensive to import.
Can't she cut you a break? Don't you know the owner?
No breaks for family. She's a toughie. And then we've got a son, and he is in IT. He does computer backups.
Here in Ireland?
Here in Dublin, yeah.
We've now described the future generation. Who is going to come home and have the same passion for the house and the land?
This is the debate. We have to have this debate, so we will let you know what the result is.
Seriously, you don't know at this point.
No. They have to have the passion for it.
Does anybody?
I think they do.
I think they do. I think they all have a great interest in the place. And it'll just be who it suits better.
What does the name mean? Is there a meaning to it at all?
There's a couple of schools of thought. Lis is a fort. Macue is probably from Macue, the name Macue. So it probably is House of the Macues.
And
or Fort
did you
of
know the
Macues.
McHughes? Or?
No.
Okay, it just happened to come
Yeah,
with the property.
because that would have been the townland hundreds and hundreds of years.
Jim, if there is one thing about Lismacue House that people don't know, and it can be the house, it can be the property, whatever you would like, what is it you would like them to know about it?
Well, I would say anybody who's watched Downton Abbey, this is the modern day Downton Abbey.